Hello everyone, this is Nameless One, and tonight we will be continuing the Heart of Darkness campaign. I have here with me tonight Cold, Ice, Moon, Nez, Yoshi, Wind, and Cameo is on her way. Moon unfortunately got caught at work again. Before we get into everything, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, follow on Twitch, all of that good stuff. More on how to support the channel at the end of the session. Brain cell is just wandering today. Okay. Before I have you guys do the recap, Yoshi. The thing that we were going to do, I think for now we're going to see how the session goes, but if it comes down to it, then we may just have like essentially a forced cutscene with which to show everybody what happens. It depends on whether or not we reach it naturally or not.
Fair enough. See what kind of mess we can get us.
Okay. Who wants to do my recap?
Not to me. I was here for 5.
Also, welcome, Cameo.
Too much people remember.
Cole, do you want to do the recap?
How detailed do you want this? Because a lot of shit happened in the last session.
Medium detail.
Okay, Melrose is dealing with nightmares regarding the apples. I think he was left off in the barn running away from people resurrecting, and Biafi is one of them. Let's see. Damn it, I really should have organized these better. Arya is dealing with the lack of booze. I believe she ended up in the middle of a desert. And the toads did not have the alcohol. Then Coral is dealing, I believe, with abandonment issues due to a fake Coral being in a room with Shadowfire and his companions. And then, if I recall, she finally broke in. She cast Remove Curse, the scene change, and now she has a massive twisted version of herself in front of her. Let's see. I believe Phoenix is about to go on a rampage. Saw visions of her home. Burnt what she thinks is Coral. Let's see. I think that's where Phoenix left off. Who else am I missing? Let's see, Serenity. She's dealing with paranoia. It is a she, right?
He.
Okay, Serenity's a he. Let's see. Where are my notes on Serenity? Believe they are chasing someone that they saw. I can't remember if that was Serenity or if that was Phoenix. They ended up on the rooftops, looking everywhere. Ended up with a massive screaming pain in their head and now walking with a painful limp because failed sanity check against the tar robe.
And also fell off.
Or that too. Let's see, that was Phoenix, that was Arya, that was Coral, that was Mel. Oh, and Otto's still stuck doing his taxes.
The worst of fates.
It's
Yeah. And as for Kendall, well, he's stepped with little memory of what the hell is going on. Let's see, I believe in the last kind of encounter he was in, there was something in front of him and he tried attacking it out of frustration. It ended up hitting back, and that's about where that left off. I think that's everyone.
Okay. So.
Oh, Serenity is is in the middle of like a blood swamp or something like that. Forgot about that. Sorry.
I mean, Serenity's the only one that won't be with us tonight. So.
Right.
We're gonna start out with Otto, because Otto wasn't here last time. So, Moon, you there? Make sure.
Yep.
Okay. So, at this point, given that you're not even normal by this world's standards, you've run out of, like, or not run out of, you've lost track of time while doing your paperwork. To the point that you're also kind of lost track of your environment. And when you look up from one of the more mentally exhaustive pieces of paperwork that you were working on, you realize that you're no longer in the office that you were a moment ago. And not only that, all of the paperwork when you look back is gone. You appear to be in some sort of cave.
Oh, good. I must have filled out paperwork correctly.
Now what do?
Well, there's no direction like forward. So, forever onward.
So, as you continue your wandering, the cave opens up and you actually start to recognize the kind of landscape that you're in. You're a devil, correct? That's hell? The Nine Hells? Yeah. It would appear that you have returned to the Nine Hells. And you're standing in what appears to be some sort of, like, almost like a council room. Though you can't seem to recall one of those ever actually existing, given that, the powers that be in the Nine Hells generally don't get along that well. even if they do tend to be more lawful evil than chaotic.
No, this is just suspicious. I'm gonna sit at the table.
As you go to sit at the table, the chair is always just inches away from where you need it to be. The first time resulting in you sitting hard on the floor.
Yeah. This is why I don't like you. Oh, there's not even anyone here to complain to. This is just the worst.
What are you gonna do from here? There is several exits to this room, and despite your attempts to sit on the chair, it seems that your fruitless attempts to sit on the chair, it does appear that you are entirely alone at the moment.
I'm gonna cast Locate Creature and try to find Quarrel.
Okay, can you send me the spell? See what exactly you need and what it does.
I never figured out how to send things to the Roll20, but here's the link to the Roll20 thing.
You have to like copy paste the spell into Roll20, essentially.
Yeah, but I never likes that. It always just gives me a code that never actually turns into a thing.
Locate creature. Describe or name a creature familiar to you. Sense the direction of the creature's location as long as the creature is within 1,000 feet of you. If the creature is moving, you know the direction of its movement. Spell can locate specific known creature known or the nearest creature of a specific kind, which is human or such as human or unicorn, so long as you have seen such a creature up close within 30 feet at least once. The creature described or named is in a different form. If the creature you described or named is in a different form, such as being under the effects of polymorph spell, this spell doesn't locate the creature. Spell can't locate a creature if running water at least 10 feet wide blocks the direct path between you and the That is a funny one to... Oh wait, this is the one that's like... Yeah, it's a fur of a bloodhound. Yeah.
Yep.
The implication being that you are tracking the scent of whoever it is you're looking for.
And who has a stronger scent in the party than Quarrel?
Okay.
Anyone try to argue me on that, I dare you.
Coral bathes at least once a month. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's towards the end of the month. That means it's particularly rank right now.
Okay, I can't even touch that. That's a good point.
But Moon, if you open your character sheet and go to like your spells, you should have a button where you can add the spell, and if you click the I, it'll make a drop down box to the little gear, and you copy paste the stuff from the description into the description box, fill out the rest of it as needed, and then whenever you click the speech bubble, it should pop it into the chat.
So that's how the switchcraft works.
Yeah. Or just click the text, which is annoying because sometimes you'll just paste a spell that you didn't want sent.
Yeah, just as long as I know whether or not it was a spell you actually cast is
What? I might be a warlock, but I do the proper wizard thing and loudly proclaim every spell as I cast it.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining that every time Otto has ever cast a spell, he screamed it at the top of his lungs.
Subtle spell! I'm playing the quiet game!
Okay. Anywho, you are able to locate a creature. And given that you know Quarrel's actual name, I'm going to say that it is going to locate Quarrel, not locate random gargoyle. Because I feel like that's how that spell should work.
Sounds legit.
Anyways, Yafi.
Yes, it's me, Yafi.
So as you remember, you were in what appeared to be the wilderness around your village, with the various, we'll call them road signs.
I think the last thing I said I was doing was heading towards the village. I think that's where we got away.
Do me a favor and roll a sanity check.
Okay, hold on, please. Please load. There we go.
Also, ignore the dog in the background. Everything is a travesty to him.
Okay, that's a 18. That should not be that way. Okay, that should be 15.
Okay. So despite the state of things around you, you are able to, for the most part, hold it together with the amount of God damn it, I lost where that sentence was going. Basically, you're able to hold yourself together as you explore the twisted version of your homeland. Eventually, you do come up on the warped remains of your village. It looks like something came rampaging through it, but at the same time, the houses don't stand up straight like they're supposed to. In fact, one of them that is still intact is more of a curve than a box.
That is not what any of this is. So I'm just gonna poke around the village, see if there's any remains, anybody around, anything interesting in general.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay.
So as you were scrounging around looking for anybody or anything alive, you start to notice that there seems to be more buildings than you remember. And you're also starting to notice that there are signs that the individuals that may or may not have lived here may not be here anymore. At which point you turn up the skull of one of the older denizens of the village. Roll me a quick sanity check. Okay. So you are still managing to hold it together, but it's starting to get more and more difficult. Let's see. Mel. As I remember, last we left you off, you were fleeing from the undead
Yes.
remains of those that appear to be blaming you for their state of being.
That is exactly what was happening, yes. You also, the way you ruled find the path was that because I left the path, I didn't know where I was going anymore. After the
Yes.
session I checked, and the way it's supposed to work is that every time you come across a crossroads, you instinctively know which way you're going. I didn't see anything that would specify that.
Well, yes, it's every time you come across a crossroads, but you're also not trying to follow a path anymore. It's a difference between the knowing which direction to go and then not going that direction because you're headed somewhere else.
Yeah.
That is
The GPS does not relocate.
it's not even necessarily that, because if something were to pick him up and move him, but he was still headed for the same destination, I would say it would still work. But he chose a new destination.
Ah, okay.
That is where I
It's about intent.
yeah, that is where I decided that it changed or stopped working.
Fair enough.
But-
Okay.
Right now, your more immediate destination is outside of the barn full of gravestones, which has suddenly gotten a lot farther away than it was when you walked in. As you're making your way, I'm assuming, are you just gonna full tilt sprint, or are you gonna try and pick your way carefully through the gravestones?
Go fast. Gotta go fast.
I'm gonna. Sorry, could you repeat that last part? I don't know why I missed just the last part.
Are you gonna full tilt sprint or pick your way through carefully?
Like, how packed together are they? Am I gonna, trip? Is there, a path, or what?
There's a very zigzaggy type of path where it's not easy to make your way through at that full sprint, but it is possible.
I'm gonna sprint and slow down at corners to not bump into anything.
Ah, so the intelligent sprint.
Yeah.
So we're striking a happy medium between full out sprint and not tripping over yourself. Okay. So, can you send the whole spell for me?
Okay, I'll just send the whole thing. That was the last in the last paragraph, but the first half of the last paragraph. Yeah, it's definitely not the type of spell where you would expect to just stop following it at any point. It doesn't specify it ever ends.
Yeah, it's just concentration a day, so as long as you don't lose concentration, you should be able to keep it.
I haven't made any concentration checks yet.
Can you maintain concentration while you sleep? These are the questions.
The answer would be no.
I mean,
You cannot sleep while focusing on something and then wake up still focused on it.
yeah, that is a very
I've managed it before.
specified thing.
That is a
I
level.
wonder if an elf could do it because they don't technically sleep.
I would rule that an elf could probably do it because reverie is not sleep and it is not the same like resetting of the brain that a spellcaster of human or most other racial persuasions would have to go through. I would also argue that depending on the like psychic races, so like maybe an Illithid I could see doing something like that, only because their entire race depends on their ability to control their mind.
Yeah, Flashtar potentially as well.
I'm trying to remember what that is.
They're a race that I like and nobody else is familiar with.
I
Say one more time what it was.
Kalashtar.
Oh, Kalashtar. Okay.
I recognize the name. It's just kind of.
Isn't that one of the Forgotten Realms ones? The freaking one of the NTGs, I think. Or no, I guess it's Eberron.
Either way, it doesn't matter right now. My biggest question is for Melrose, logically, with the party suddenly deciding that they're not going to the same place they were going before, would he have seen it as like worth his time to hold up the spell concentration? Especially with the propensity for getting into acts of random violence against themselves and others that the party has? Because I don't believe
Did
that
they ever decide to go somewhere else? Because
the entire group went, there's a shadowy thing over there, follow it.
yeah, that's not enough for him to not still want to go to his destination. No, he wouldn't have just given up on the spell.
The follow-up question is, because with the things that Melrose is seeing, at what point do you become distracted enough that I start making you make concentration saves?
I believe that is completely up to you. He is not very happy right now.
That is kind
But
of.
he is also actively trying to follow the spell right now.
And the question was kind of more rhetorical, to be entirely honest. Because, to be entirely honest, I don't plan to whack you yet. But I also couldn't see somebody being able to hold concentration perfectly throughout a nightmare experience like this. You know, jump scares and...
Maybe just have him do 3.
I could think of 2 instances where he would have needed to, so...
That was one of the most terrifying
I can make 2
instances.
concentration checks if you want.
Yeah.
That was a terrifying sentence, Nameless.
What?
The DM saying, I don't plan to whack you yet.
It's
So
inevitable.
do I
that
make
somebody's gonna get
concentration saves or what?
So we'll treat it as we usually do with concentration saves. First one's 10, next one's 15, and as you have to make them, the difficulty will go up by 5.
There you go.
Okay.
I knocked it out of the park.
So
I passively have advantage due to a feat.
that is fine. Next time that something happens that you think that your character would be unsettled enough to like
20, I did it.
yeah, I'm going to. I have things that I think might, but it is still your character. So if you think that you've run into something that might constitute it, let me know. But
Okay.
for now, we're going to have you keep going. The spell is telling you to go out of the barn, though.
Yeah, I am definitely going that way.
Because even with terrain that is not necessarily I don't see the spell trying to lead you through things that you think you can't get through to begin with.
Yeah.
It's trying to lead you to something, not lead you through illusory walls or shifting terrains that you can't get around. Because what's the point of the spell if it leads you through?
Does not directly mean like unknown shortcuts. Like, for example, if I was trying to take the direct path to another city, it wouldn't just take me straight to a teleport circle.
Yeah, and I was thinking more along the lines of it's not going to drag you through a pit of quicksand.
Yeah.
Now the question
I
is,
mean,
how
technically it would.
penalty does it get? Like, would it tell you which stones to step on?
No. Why would it tell you that much? It tells you to go that direction.
Yeah.
Just thinking about
I
that.
mean, like if there's 2 sets of stones, it'll tell me which one to use. But like,
if something is
not if I'm in like a trip, like a room full, like a ancient Egyptian like tomb kind of like movie style, like every tile is a pressure plate. Step on the correct ones. It's not gonna tell me that.
No.
It's not gonna solve the puzzle.
It's also not going to. So there's going to be 2 different things here. It doesn't tell you a safe path. It just tells you the most direct one. But it's also not going to tell you to go somewhere that is technically impassable. So this quicksand pit, if there's no way around it, it's not going to tell you to go that direction. But if there is a way around it, it'll tell you to go in the direction that the quicksand pit is, and you just have to find your way around. That is what I am going to rule for that.
Although technically, going around a completely different area is technically by going around. But yeah. So I am leaving the barn. I assume my dead, presumably dead relatives are complaining at me.
They're continuing to hurl the accusations of abandonment, along with your party is now also mixed in with it. The more prominent the member is to you, the more you hear their voice.
Yeah.
Which is why we started with Biafi, given that not only is he the leader, he's the first one you ever encountered.
Yeah. Melrose is not happy, but he is still trying to leave. This is obviously very upsetting.
Coral. As I remember, you are currently standing in the room with the twisted version of yourself, who is standing over the murdered corpses of all of your friends and your deity.
No, they weren't standing over the corpses. It was just us 2 alone.
Yeah, it was just the 2 of them alone.
Was it?
Yeah.
Could have sworn that I said that there were corpses.
No. I did the remove curse thing, and that's where like everything changed.
No,
on my notes it said it killed everyone, but I'm not sure if that had been made clear in the last session.
yeah, I was about to say there's supposed to be corpses here. So, shorthand explanation, what the remove curse did was basically make you see what was being hidden from your sight. And, yeah, the Twisted You has been caught red-handed with murder.
The gasp.
Well,
What
guess
is?
we're all dead. Time to roll up new characters.
Alright.
What do, Coral?
Why they did that? Like, Seriously? What the fuck? Why would you kill everyone?
So, the twisted thing that resembles you gives you a leering smile as a familiar individual that you haven't seen in quite a long time. It's not a party member. Steps out from the shadows and tells you, "Oh, that's because I told her to."
Oh, shit. I look at them. I thought you've got to be shitting me, right? You have to absolutely be shitting me at this point.
Your sister spreads out her arms and says, "I'm here in the flesh," and gives you this wicked grin. Roll a religion check for me.
I know religion, but not that well.
Way to go, Miss Cleric.
So
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
you recognize the regalia which she is wearing and the holy symbol as the regalia and holy symbol of Sol Tenebris, the Prince of Corruption. You're aware of his existence and his portfolio, which, you know, it's in the name, Prince of Corruption. But you didn't know that there were followers of him.
I just stare for a moment, just completely and utterly just flabbergasted, like, oh, you really gotta be shitting me this time around. So, you took a whole other me, fucked them up, and you wanna act proud of that shit?
She grins even wider and says, "Oh yes, it's one of my greatest works." Though, and she steps over to the thing that resembles you and kind of tugs at it a bit. It didn't quite match the resemblance. One of them was able to tell at one point. And then she turns to you and says, "But now that I have the real one."
Now that you have the real one? Bitch, you don't have me. You fucking left me to rot years ago. And you still ain't gonna have me now. I'm not gonna let you.
She, her grin, which kind of was already like predatory, quickly twists into something more appropriate for some sort of devil, as she says, "Oh, who said I gave you a choice?" And it's at that point that you look down at your own hands and realize that now your hands are dripping with the blood of someone. Though you do know they're your hands, they do look much more like the creature that resembled you, though now the one that was there is gone. Roll me a sanity check at disadvantage. Your mother's corpse lays mutilated at your feet. By all evidence around you, it appears that you are the one who did the mutilation.
For a moment, I just stared in silence. Oh. I see how it fucking is. Can I just summon Shadow Spawn? I'm gonna fucking fight this bitch. You wanna fucking take everything away? Guess what, bitch? I'm gonna fucking take your life too.
You attempt to summon Shadow Spawn, but nobody came.
What? I want to try the destructive wave.
Nothing happens.
Okay, at this point I'm just gonna physically lunge at her.
Arya.
Yes.
So you've been trekking through this desert,
Seriously.
and at this point, it has been seemingly years. That's what it feels like. But at the same time, it's impossible that it should be that long. Because you should have died of thirst. At this point, you don't even care if it's booze. You just want something to drink.
Well, technically, yeah, I don't really need water or food.
Any clue?
Why?
You do need booze.
Monk feet.
What is that?
Hold on, let me pull it up. Because I don't need. I can survive off of nothing, which is crazy.
Which I believe also has a time limit.
I'm pretty sure it's Timeless
No.
Body is what it is. No? Actually,
No, it's not. Yeah, it's Timeless Body.
yeah. Timeless Body, you just don't need to eat food or water, and you don't age. You can still die of old age, but you don't age.
Magically.
And that's just like a permanent thing. It usually doesn't matter, because most of the time, nobody notices rations at all, but
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't mean I won't want water though.
I'm going to rule that at least with that one, that it's similar to the good berry. The longer you go without food or water, the worse you feel because of it.
Okay.
Treat it as exhaustion
Making the
without
monk even harder. Got it.
treat it as a exhaustion without the death consequence.
I've been nerfed. Continue.
And I'm sorry, monk is not as bad as ranger.
no, it is definitely not. It is not. I love Ranger, and it's definitely not as bad as Ranger.
We will have to talk about that in after-game discussion because I am curious.
Definitely.
All I had to do if I had a ranger is put them in unfavored terrain against unfavored enemies, and then
All you
there's
have
their
to-
nightmare.
Yeah, all you have,
Body.
yeah, all you have to do. No, that's not even a nightmare. That's just all the time.
Yeah.
Just every campaign. It's like, your favorite terrain is forest, and your favorite enemy is dragons. So we're gonna be a cave campaign, and you're gonna fight Illithids the whole time.
If a ranger ever finds
Look,
their
it's
favorite
just-
enemy in their favorite terrain, that is like living the dream right there.
Slight side tangent.
They're almost
Everybody.
as good as the other characters.
Slight side tangent on that one. Everybody normally jumps for blaming the DM for not planning around the ranger, but at the same time, there's plenty of things that would cause a campaign to derail in a way that essentially a ranger is fucked no matter what. So it's not always the DM's fault.
One enemy and one type.
Yeah,
The
that's why
world
they
must be-
fixed Rangers, so you don't always have to rely on that garbage, because it's so
Anyways.
terrible.
Back to
Let's please continue.
because it doesn't say that you don't feel thirsty or hungry. You just won't
Yeah.
die without it.
Yeah. Alright. Continue then.
You know, you are miserably thirsty. Surprisingly not hungry, but miserably thirsty. At this point, you would go for literally any water, even the tasted water. If
I'm
you
guessing I'm out of water on my in my what's it called? My water skin.
it seems very dry. In fact, it's almost as if there's never been water in there before at all.
It's just filled with sand. I want to roll. Would it be survival or nature to check and see if you know how people in the old times can found water by I don't know how they did it, but I want to try it that way.
Are you trying to like douse?
Yeah. Do I have anything? I don't have anything to douse with. Fuck. God
You have a stick.
damn it. I
I
have.
feel like a
Chop.
dowsing rod is like a specific kind of stick.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I am going to continue forward and try to find some semblance of civilization.
Okay. So as you continue, you do find what appears to be the remains of a civilization. However, they seem to have encountered the same problem as you, as everything there is desiccated corpses and dried out buildings. You
I'm
find
gonna search the.
a well in the center of the town, but again, everything seems to be dried out and desiccated. Unless you want to go diving into the well to see if there's anything left at the bottom. What is your choice here?
Actually, I am.
You are going to jump
I'm
into the
gonna-
well.
Yes.
Okay. So you leap
But
into the well.
before I do, I'm going to I'm assuming that it's one of those. It's that thing that pulls the bucket down for the well to pull up the water is broken, right?
Well, there was never one to begin with. It's one of those types of wells where it's just a big hole in the ground.
Is there any is there any kind of protruding metal near the well, like a building or something?
Nope, just the ring of stone around it.
Fuck! Can't tie it to anything. Well, I was gonna tie a rope to something and just go down that way, but I guess I'll just jump down.
Okay. Fully committing it is. Kindle. Wait, is it Kindle or is this Pyre?
This is Kindle.
This is Kindle, okay. You have too many characters with basically the same name.
Kendall, Kronk.
Is
So-
it more than two?
3 characters in total. One is Pyrelight, this is Kindle, and I have Stiletto Shadow Strike as a third one.
You do like
That-
fire a lot.
And as somebody who has to run a game with multiple Kieran in each, it feels like, because there's only one game I run that does not have at least 2 Kieran involved in some way, or haven't been involved in some way. So sometimes it is hard to keep the Kieran straight when all of them want to name themselves some variation of fire.
BM fire.
But anyways, Kindle,
Mhm.
you were standing in a place doing a thing. Maybe you're not entirely certain. Roll an intelligence saving throw.
Oh.
Well,
Take the first one.
I was about to say we would just end up taking the first one for that.
Yeah.
Maybe next time don't just give yourself a disadvantage. So you're pretty sure the thing is in that direction. You're not sure which direction that direction is because you don't have a name for it anymore. But you're gonna move that way. I don't really have much else for you because you have been doing very abysmally on trying to recover any form of memory. So you are currently just kind of wandering.
That's not my fault the dice don't like me.
I didn't say it was. I'm just saying you're doing very abysmally at recovering any of your memory, so you're just kind of lost.
Don't blame the dice. Blame roll 20.
I believe you can blame yourself. I believe you haven't submitted yourself to the Church of RNGesus.
Your weekly self-flagellation.
I suppose kind of at this point in like sheer frustration, he just like goes in a rage and charges after the thing that hit him.
What thing?
The thing I was following, I suppose.
You were following something?
Damn it, Nameless.
So you're charging in a direction. You, by the time you've started charging, you've already forgotten why. I feel like this is like an actual worst nightmare for an amnesiac.
Pretty much. Because I have literally nothing to work with.
It's kind of the point, actually. Phoenix, I haven't forgotten about you. So, as you are trekking your way through what, at this point, you have kind of cold and offhandedly recognized as the remains of a city in Egypt. Might have been your city, but who cares at this point? As you're walking your way through, it suddenly goes from sand to frost. It's very cold here now. Why did it suddenly become a forest? That is just like not cool. Well, it is cool, but not in the way that you would like it to be.
Yes. It's not my favorite terrain.
Do you continue your wandering?
I suppose so. She probably won't find any party members to meet up with here, but, maybe. Yeah, feel alright.
So, as you continue your wander, you notice up ahead what appears to be a corpse of one of your companions. This one seems to be Biafi, but a group of small creatures are currently standing around it, from all appearances dipping hats into his blood.
She's gonna trot up and see what the party's about.
So, as you approach, you do actually recognize these creatures as redcaps. Vicious little monsters. And also known for their alignment with what is known as the Unseelie Court of the Fae, or also known as the Court of Winter. Which suddenly, somewhere in the back of your mind, it kind of just clicks. Like, wait a minute. I had no thing. This is also where I informed the party that your wizard knows more than even I realized, because somebody didn't remind me that Fey touch was something that he wanted for this character as well. Because he originally got it cleared for his first character and didn't say anything about it in the second.
Oops.
That's really funny.
She does know a thing or two about sprites and other Fae. She wrote a book.
Classic ice.
Classic Ice, not saying anything until he decides to write me an essay about it.
To be fair, I do have two versions of the old version and new version of her backstory that I sent you. I don't know if I mentioned sprites in the second one. Anyway.
I don't remember either one of them at this point, so might be worth resending that at some point. Anyways,
Yes.
as you continue, you start to notice that the trees around you, already black and gnarled, in a twisted way, seem to resemble something akin to houses, in a very gnarled, black, tree-like kind of way. You see other creatures that you recognize, everything from boggarts to varieties of Fae that you've heard stories about, but never even had the opportunity to study, because they come from deep within the Feywild and are very rarely seen. Though you have seen one or two images of some of them, others are just beyond your studies. But somehow, through all of it, despite the predatory nature of many of these creatures, you feel kind of at ease. Almost like you're at home here. Roll me a sanity check. Something is very horribly wrong with everything going on here, including you. But as far as you're concerned, this revelation comes as if you're on a roller coaster ride and somebody else has the wheel.
Okay. Well. No need to not be polite. And she's gonna come up to the Red Caps and apologize for Yafi's intrusion on their domain.
What languages do you know?
She knows Ancient Unicorn, Old Ponish, and Egyptian, and Sylvan.
So, the Red Caps basically tell you that it's not their problem anymore, and they kind of look at his corpse and laugh, and continue soaking their hats. Which, if I remember correctly, if their hats ever like fully dry out, they die.
Yep.
Which is a fact that you would know as well. Somewhere inside your mind, the thing that is seemingly invaded, you feel like this is just part of the natural course of things. It was his fault that he was here, it's his fault he's died. The other half of you is just absolutely mortified at this. Both your seemingly your reaction to it, as well as the fact that Biafi is dead.
Well, the sane part of her sees no particular reason to stay here any longer than she has to. she's gotten the pleasantries out of the way to balance the scales, so she will want to leave. Whether the other part of her that probably more than happy to be in the abode of the Winter Fae. Who knows?
Roll. You know, D&D just needs to bring back will checks. It really does.
They just rebranded to wisdom.
Yeah, but the implication with wisdom... Exactly. The implication with wisdom, with what the stats supposed to represent, as well as with will and what that represents, are two different things, and it's they should just bring back will.
Yeah. Or intelligence. Could be all of them. What if you just averaged the 3 mental saves? Oh, jeez.
Well, we just played 3.5.
You know, either that or Pathfinder is going to be the next system we use after this campaign. So
I was gonna say, don't tempt him. You will do it.
Pathfinder 1E or 2E?
probably 2 because I like the action economy thing. But
Okay, I got scared for the party for a second.
But I'm not gonna ask why right now, especially considering that might lead to another tangent. But there are different types of checks that I would like to have. Although we were probably going to keep the sanity stat because I like that. Given that my campaigns verge very heavily into grimdark and horror all the time.
Oh yeah. What about Call of Cthulhu? That's another system.
I don't know if I could run that one very well. I'd have to actually play it first.
Yeah. I don't know much about it either. Doesn't seem very focused on combat anyway.
My understanding is it's the kind of system that you sit down with a stack of character sheets and then you leave with one character left.
If you're
It
lucky.
is my understanding that if combat starts in Call of Cthulhu, you have already fucked up.
Pretty much.
And I also very much love my combat encounters of incredible grandeur, my great boss fights, but that doesn't always work out.
Yes.
That's something that is near impossible to do in GURPS.
I too like having my characters get their teeth kicked in.
If you want, at some point, I can teach you how to do it in GURPS, but there's a trick to it.
We should probably talk about that, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is more a discussion for post game.
Yeah.
Yep.
But back to what I was saying. We're gonna have you roll wisdom since that's just the. It'll be a wisdom saving throw.
It's about the average of her brain stats anyway.
Dang.
So you are able to essentially wrest control from the colder side of you that seems to have mostly taken the reins at the moment. You are able to fully decide which direction to go. You can try to leave or you can try to go deeper.
You will leave.
Okay. Otto. Your locate creature. It is telling you to go a direction that, as far as you're concerned, you can't go. Because I'm going to use that one for... We're going to treat that one as more of a... It doesn't care about walls as much. Because otherwise... all I have to do is put 1,000 feet worth of twists and turns and you can't get to something.
I hook it with a stick. Specifically a 10-foot pole I pull out my wizard sleeve.
Are you standing 10 feet back to poke it?
I'm here otherwise. I'm not meant to use the full 10 feet. Why would I only use 2 feet? I paid for a 10-foot pole, not a 2-foot pole.
I paid for the 10-foot pole. I'm gonna use the whole dang pole, brother.
So, as you jab the wall, you realize that while visually it looks like you're jabbing a wall, you feel as if you're not actually touching what you should be touching.
I've seen this in an illusionary show before about a sorcerer. I run through the wall. I hope I go through the wall.
So you just go sprinting through the wall?
Yes.
You run face first into a door.
Ow.
The door is unlocked. It's just closed.
I opened the door.
So on the other side, you actually do see a companion of yours. It appears to be Arya, who is sitting in a corner, smacking her lips like she's incredibly thirsty, but not moving.
Arya, how do you survive being so dumb? It hurts so much.
Roll a disadvantage perception for me, Wind.
I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna do my best not to comment on that. Okay, disadvantage.
Yes. So you hear a very faint voice of what sounds like Otto insulting you.
I'm going to call for the owl.
I'm right here. I try to wave, like, a hand in front of Arya's face.
You don't get an actual response.
I stand 10 feet back from Arya and poke Arya with the pulse.
Arya, as far as you're concerned, you have suddenly started spinning wildly in midair while you are falling. Roll me a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Oh, I'm spinning in midair? Okay, cool, bet.
Yeah, you just got hit with a pole.
Just like, well, you also jumped down a well last thing you knew.
So
It's cool. It's cool. You know?
So Arya suddenly begins violently projectile vomiting as she is caught off guard by the sudden change in trajectory.
Nameless, I got a question for you. When did this turn into The Exorcist?
When you jumped in a hole.
I mean, I'm sorry if I'm falling quite violently towards who knows what, and then suddenly I am looking at every direction but the direction I'm headed in rapid fashion. I am also going to throw up everywhere, regardless of training.
Alright, so I'm like spewing my guts out right now.
Otto, this is not a normal reaction to being poked with a pole.
I hope not.
Otto rolls up his wizard sleeves and goes, I'm gonna have to do some percussive maintenance. And then, he whacks Arya with the pole.
Arya, from your perspective, you just hit the ground really fucking hard. But somehow not hard enough to hurt that much.
I'm gonna get up and look around and say, "What was that? How did I get here?"
You were at the bottom of a well.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you jumped in a
I'm
well.
doing this in character. Okay. Owl. Do I still remember the owl? Like Otto? Like hearing Otto's voice?
Yes, despite the fact that you, from your perspective, painted the walls down the well, you do remember that you heard Otto's voice.
Well, first thing I'm gonna do is look up at the painted walls and say, "Ugh, that's. I'm not cleaning that." Owl, are you here? Owl,
Does Otto respond to being called Owl?
if you're there, I need something to drink, preferably wine or brandy.
I know just what to do. And then Otto will pull a non-alcoholic beer out of his sleeve. Non-alcoholic beverages. The personal hell of every alcoholic.
God damn you, Moon.
Tell me I'm wrong.
So do I actually see Otto there now?
No.
Okay. Do I know of the brandy or the non-alcoholic beer that he has presented?
You can smell something that smells vaguely alcoholic in the area, but you can't see it, and you are in a very small area, given that you're at the bottom of a well.
Can I roll survival for it?
I'm not understanding why you want to roll survival for it.
So, what would I roll to try to see if I can pinpoint the location of where the smell is coming from?
Perception.
Perception, there we go.
Yeah, perception isn't just sight. It's noticing stuff.
Really, I rolled a 2?
Yeah. It just seems to be like the entire bottom of this well, for some reason, smells like a beer.
I'm going to use my wand to cast Mage Hand because I don't want to touch Arya. Arya's kind of gross, especially with all the vomit. And then have the Mage Hand feed Arya the beer.
Arya, suddenly it feels like there is a... You know it's not alcoholic, but it tastes like beer, but it feels like it's welling up from inside you and you are starting to drown.
I am going to panic and try to try to break free and run. I'm going to actually run up the wall. So
roll acrobatics.
Hold on.
He is a monk. He can just do that.
I can literally run across water and up walls.
What the fuck?
It is limited. At the end of their turn, they fall.
What is it called again? I forgot the name of it. Yoshi?
So they can run up the wall for 6 seconds.
Yes.
Hold on, it's... What was it? It was something... Was it unarmed movement?
They
No, that's just the speed increase.
they go from like
Yeah, here it is.
Jackie Chan to
Doesn't-
Wuxia. Real quick.
Yeah. It doesn't actually give me any seconds, though. But I'm assuming that there probably would be a limit or something.
It says you can
For
move
what,
up
the
to your
speed?
movement.
Well, I'm able to move up vertical surfaces and across liquids.
Yes, as long as you don't stop moving, you can go as far as you can possibly go.
So that
If you
is
dash,
when-
you can run. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
in that case, that's what I'm gonna do.
So what is your movement?
60 feet.
Neat, it's a 100-foot deep well.
Well, fuck, I'm falling back down.
You should have asked that beforehand.
It's fine. Lets me use some of my abilities. I'm a free fall down. Or, yeah.
What
Or
does
slow
Otto
fall down.
think is happening
So-
while you're doing all that?
Yeah, what is Auto doing?
I mean, We're in a dream. I'm kind of at the limit of my arcane knowledge. What, you think 1 7 hour is going to be enough for maybe like a master of dreams? No, that's an entirely different major.
I legitimately don't know what to say.
I was just asking what he sees Arya doing. Are they like running in place or something?
I just imagine Arya doing the whole cartoon thing of running around, running across walls and everything.
Arya hasn't moved for Otto.
Detect magic?
Say that again?
I said I use detect magic.
Okay. You saw like what we decided on the change to detect magic, right? Essentially, rather than seeing a glow, you witness the weave, and you can roll Arcana to try and discern like general facts on what it is doing.
Oh, good. I went to college.
Primarily because of the fact that most of the time I don't actually have a planned school for it, but with the information that you have at your disposal, looking at the weave, it does appear that something is altering it around Arya in such a way that what Arya sees is not what you see, and Arya thinks that Arya is moving, when in fact she has remained entirely stationary this whole time.
It was all just a dream.
Well, how powerful does like the manipulation of the weave look?
I mean, based off of what you're looking at right now, whoever did this was powerful, but was very lazy with this particular individual.
Like minimal effort?
Minimal effort.
Oh, good. That means I just need slightly more than minimal effort. I would like to use Dispel Magic, 5th level, on Arya.
Okay. So you are actually able to break the spell. Arya, you suddenly are no longer in a well. You are looking at Otto, who is kind of looking over you from like about 10 feet away. And you're also sitting in a pool of your own vomit. You're not nearly as thirsty as you were previously. In fact, you feel pretty much just fine. And a hurried check of your bags reveals that all of your stashes of alcohol are just fine.
I'm gonna walk over to Otto and tell him.
No, don't touch me. I'm gonna use prestidigitation to help Arya. Okay, now you can approach closer.
Yeah, let's just not talk about this.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to schedule a memory manipulation for this.
Whatever you have to do, Owl.
Don't let me put you back.
Now, Biafi.
It's me.
Did you... Oh, is that the altered?
Yeah.
Neat.
I don't know if it still needs the action thing, but the old detect magic had an action requirement, so there it is.
So the spell itself is to see the weave. The action would be to roll the Arcana, is what I was thinking.
Yep.
So Yeah, that's about. Because anybody can see the weave once they use the spell,
Well,
but a wizard or somebody else of magical intelligence would need to roll Arcana in order to tell what it is that they're seeing. So, Biafi. Rummaging around the village, you eventually find your family inn, and you get a weird sinking feeling as you're approaching it. What do?
Investigating it first. Let's go.
None of that came through.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna push forward, just investigate the inn.
Okay.
Or what's left, rather.
So when you do that, you step inside, and for the most part, it's about how you remember leaving it. In a state of disarray and obviously having been inhabited by your Wendigo father. Though, as you're looking around, you notice that the basement has a trapdoor for it has been left open. Roll a sanity check for me, and then tell me what you do from there.
Okay. One sanity check. Okay.
Ouch.
That's good.
Oh,
Something is very wrong here.
I will use my let's see, my divine sense. I want to get an idea if there's any outstanding sources of good and evil nearby, and then I'm going to go downstairs, I guess.
There is something profoundly evil, but you can't actually tell where it is. It just seems to be pervasively all around you.
Alright, well, I'm still going downstairs. If anything changes, that's just kind of on for the next minute. And it's just like a vague, oh, there's something evil over there. So it's nothing too crazy, but it's on.
So, for Mel,
Yes?
as you continue charging through, you manage to make it outside of the barn, but now you're standing on the edge of the cliff. Your spell is insisting that you just go straight. Not down, but straight.
I reach out and test to see if there's like an invisible floor or something.
Somehow it feels like there was both something there and nothing there at all.
I look for a solid object, or just like in the vicinity. I don't know, like a big rock or like a signpost or something. Wait. Never mind, they don't have a rope or anything. I guess I'm gonna slowly and carefully try and walk over the cliff.
So as you take your tentative steps over the cliff, you find that you are not falling, but you feel like you very much should be. As things start to deteriorate around you, and you find yourself standing in front of the gates that you were originally on your way to find. Your
I'm
spell
just there now.
Your spell informs you that you have arrived.
Okay. I did it.
You are also alone still, though.
Yeah. Open the gate and go inside. Is there anyone to stop me, or am I? Is it like Ghost Town?
Inside it is just as empty as it was outside.
Okay. I'm gonna wander my way to the Fern Room.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and be quiet, cause I don't want something jumping out at me.
Quarrel.
So like I'm just gonna like poke my head in and see if that room's also empty.
Quarrel. As you hurl yourself at your sister, roll me. We're just gonna go with wisdom because, you know, again, I will bitch about there not being a will check. So as you hurl yourself at your sister, quite suddenly the world around you changes back to the tavern you were in as you crash face first into a pillar. It would appear that through sheer force of will you broke through whatever just happened, and that something was playing with your perception. And that the action that you took was not the one that it expected from you.
Yeah.
You are still currently alone, though.
Fall to the floor holding my face.
Your hands look like they should, by the way. They are no longer the twisted claws of the creature that your sister supposedly turned you into. And there is a very confused looking shadow spawn standing nearby.
Poor guy. Okay, I'm here. Where's the? Huh? Where? Where the fight? Where the fight at? Where the fight?
I lift up my arms. Come here. Come here. You deserve a hug.
I'm just picturing this shadow spawn is sitting there, shadow box. I'm like, I'm ready. Fine. Let's go. Let's fight. Come on. There's just nothing there.
The confused creature does as it's told, given that you're the summoner. But it does continue to seem equally as confused about the entire situation.
I hug it gently and explain that someone was playing a mind trick on me and had me in a pretty bad psychic hold. And I didn't even realize, even though I did try to summon it, the psychic hold said I failed in summoning him, so that's kind of one of the reasons why I lunged out like that. Like, I explained the situation to make sure it understands.
The creature, while capable of understanding what you say, doesn't seem to have any language that it can use to speak with you. So it just kind of just nods and sits there, waiting for its next order.
Okay. I rub my face a bit, and And stretch a bit. Alright. So it's just us two right now. That means we need to find the others. Ah, shit. We need to find the others. Who do we start with?
Go again.
Alan! We have to look for Alan! Or should we look for Beati? We'll go with Alan. I thought Alan first. The dude might be filing paperwork or something, so he should be staying still. An easy find. I hope. Let's go! I hope he's filling out paperwork. I'm gonna go look for Alan.
Okay. Otto, your spell tells you when your target is moving, correct?
It tells me if they are moving, the direction they're moving in, and how fast.
So, it's a normal walking pace, but Coral does appear to be moving away from you at the moment.
Damn it, why are you running?
I'm not running!
By the way, just for further information, the tavern is not representative of where people are. It is just representative of, like, you are in a space so that people have things to look at.
Okay. I just now realized something very messed up. His name is Alan. His name isn't Alan, it's Otto. What is my brain? Oh my gosh, I hit the pillar too hard. I cannot remember names. Oh no. Oh no.
Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you continue, roll me a perception check.
14.
Up ahead of you, you see what appears to be a flurry of paper.
Paper.
Yes.
Oh, look at the paper.
The flurry of paper has hid behind a tree.
Of course, Das. Oh wait, is this Leela? She is going to continue playing hide and seek with the paper.
As you're doing it, you do hear the soft sound of laughter as this has turned from hiding from you into a game. I will note for you that with bookworms, they are generally more good-allied. It just depends on what kind of books they are made up with normally.
Yeah. Don't play with the bookworm that ate the Necronomicon. Got it.
Ow. Give me just a sec to do something. Alright, I'm answering a message. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
Okay, side note, is anyone else like having the stream literally just as background and quietness right now?
Yeah.
And is it like far behind for anyone else?
It seems like when I multi-stream now that it gets very, very far behind.
It seems to still be running.
It is still running.
It's
It gets to the point where it's several minutes behind where we're actually at.
Mhm.
Anyways, Phoenix. As far as you can tell, this does appear to actually be Leela, which, if you remember, you gave her the right to mess with you.
Mhm.
So you are able to ask her questions if you would like.
First, we gotta play her game, though. It's not being polite.
I will note that some Fae playing their game could end up with you playing it into perpetuity. So eventually you do need to interrupt the game.
I suppose so, yeah. Do you happen to know what's going on?
She pokes her head out from behind one of the trees. Definitely not the one you thought she was behind. And she says, "You're dreaming."
Right. I suppose what I mean is, what is messing with this dream? And what can be done to stop it?
She giggles at you before saying, "Oh, you don't know who it is."
I have a general idea. Otto got a glimpse of it and described it, but I'm not really familiar.
She nods sagely with this expression that kind of makes you think of somebody who has learned something that they don't want to tell people because it makes them feel smart. Yeah, but she does eventually say that the God of Nightmares is a new entity.
Ew.
She does note that she's not sure where it came from.
Oh. That's very interesting.
She does note, though, that she has been influencing the dream as well, pointing out that the Fey Forest was her idea. And she seems very proud of this fact.
It did sort of snap me out of it. Thank you.
She eyes you after you said that and asks you a very pointed question and asks you if you want her help.
If you'd be willing to offer it, I would accept.
So mechanically, what she is offering right now is to change one of your wizard levels into a warlock level for the Fey Warlock.
Huh.
Interesting.
In exchange, she is also going to let you out of the dream. Otherwise, she wants you to figure it out for yourself.
But if I just leave the dream, the rest of the party will still be stuck in here. I can't just leave.
She kind of just gives you a shrug and says she's not interested in them. They didn't buy anything from her. They're boring.
They are pretty boring.
Hey, wait a minute. Just because I'm a paladin and I don't use spell components.
Ice has betrayed us.
Well, unfortunately, I do care about them. I can't just abandon them.
She gives an exasperated sigh and tells you that you're trying to be boring too.
One does not abandon family.
She just kind of gives you a shrug and tells you that your family's not her problem. And she isn't going to offer them things that she doesn't want to give them. But she does say that she will continue to mess with you and do me a favor and roll Arcana.
Oh, geez, where'd roll 20 go? There it is.
So, given what she's already said to you, it is entirely possible that right now you're not actually in the dream that she says you're in. You may be on the edge of the Feywild. Which, for you, is incredibly dangerous. Because that place is easy to get lost in. And you're also in a very dangerous section of it. Especially since your good nature seems to be winning out over the influence of the Nightmare God.
Yeah. Well, since I can't just let you take me out of the dream, could you at least drop me back in, near one of my friends?
She gives you, like, this huffing snort sound before saying, fine. And next thing you know, you're sitting in an Egypt again. She's gone. As far as you can tell, she's gone. But you do get the sense that you may need to apologize at some point because you have ruined her fun.
Oh, yeah. Okay, back to work now. And, I suppose she'll start walking in the direction that she first approached this version of an Egypt. Sort of going back to where she was first.
So as you move along, you start to notice inconsistencies that you didn't before, given that you were fully enwrapped in the dream. The evil side of you that seemed to have been inserted more than anything has long since subsided. You just need to find a way out now.
So, like, she's in a sub-dream of the dream and she needs to leave that?
Yes.
Okay. Probably another detect magic then. Yep, I still have another one.
Okay.
Detect magic.
So
Because it's still there.
go ahead and make the Arcana check.
It's Arcana time.
So as you were looking around, you noticed that the area that you remember walking into a New Egypt in seems to be a place where the weave is the thinnest for this, for lack of a better way to say it. It might be that it's going to be the easiest way for you to get in and out, but it also might just lead you somewhere completely different. It's very difficult to tell from where you're standing, but it's the closest thing to a lead that you'll have.
Mm-hmm. Either go to the weakest place or the strongest place. I'll start with the weakest.
Okay. When you get there, you are able to essentially force your way through once more, and you find yourself standing in the same spot that you were originally before you chased after the shadow that you saw. You also see the tail end of what appears to be your Kieran companion wandering off in a direction.
Hey, wait up!
They do not seem responsive.
She'll trot over.
As far as you can tell, they are both unresponsive to sound as well as any kind of visual stimulus. So occasionally you can prod them in a direction.
Huh. Okay. I can herd the Kieran.
Cold, as far as you're concerned, occasionally you will bump into a wall and change direction. You've entirely forgotten why you were charging in any direction or anything like that. You're just kind of moving because movement feels right.
Okay.
She's gonna take out her 500-foot silk rope and leash to the Kieran.
If you would like, you can roll an Arcana to see if you can decide on what you might be able to do to help your Kieran friend, rather than just, turn them into a one of those like little red rover carts.
Yeah. Ground-bound party balloon. Something like that.
Something like that. So, based off of the nature of these dreams that you seem to be getting caught in, a remove curse might be able to do it. It's entirely possible a greater restoration might have some effect, but it's not likely. And then a wish spell would definitely be able to free them, either a specifically worded wish or just upcasting it a remove curse.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to get Quarrel to do that ideally. But I don't know where Quarrel is. Probably stuck in one of those dreams like everybody else.
Was Quarrel moving around?
Yeah. I just stopped because I was doing it a lot and I was just like, eh. Coral is still moving around.
So
For people.
Quarrel happens to come out of an alley quite a ways down the street from you, and in the opposite direction, Otto and Ari also happen to pop out of an alleyway as well. The distance is kind of one of those, how did we get this far apart?
So, call out to Quarrel and start moving towards her.
For Otto and Arya, you see your wizard further down the street, but you also notice that the gate, which had previously been closed, is now open to the castle. It was the gate that you were originally headed to before you got distracted by the shadow.
Well, at least we found the right place.
Phoenix! I run full tilt towards Phoenix. slams right into Phoenix.
You're okay.
It's like, how did you so
Your mic did not like that.
Not at all.
Oh, I thought that was my headset.
No, Mike was speaking.
No,
Over here trying to
when
fix my
Coral,
headset.
when Coral gets excited, nobody understands.
no one is allowed to understand according to Discord. Oh god.
No.
Insert excited coral noises here.
Yeah, at this point, the only thing I could recommend is picking up a higher quality mic. Maybe that'll help.
The only mic I'm using is the mic that's on my laptop.
Yeah, definitely a higher quality mic would help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even a basic headset.
Shayla.
I agree.
Anyways,
What did she say?
Coral, basically, it just hugs, tackles, Phoenix, and was like, I was holding you, how did you disappear? And then she lifts Phoenix up in the air, how did you disappear?
I think that was How Did You Disappear?
I think everybody sort of got their own personal dream. I don't think anybody
Dream.
actually went anywhere.
I was in a personal hell. So many 1099-A forms.
Oh, and
I run to
Karen's
Otto while
broken.
holding Phoenix.
As
I run
as
to Otto.
they approach you, Otto, you do remember that you only halfway finished them.
Yeah, but that's because I can't figure out if those parties are tax write-off or not. I can't tell if they're an asset or a liability.
Are you talking about the party now?
Yeah.
Abducts Otto for a big hug.
What tax bill do I put them on?
Accounting humor.
Both is good.
Boss.
I also introduced them to the Shadow Spawn. Because hopefully the Shadow Spawn is still with me right now.
I will say it hasn't been long enough for it to dissipate yet.
Yeah.
So
I'm like,
have
this is Otto the Owlin. This is Phoenix, also known as Naomi.
Phoenix also has Kindle on a rope, and
yeah, it
Kindle
is
is
a 500-foot rope, so he could be really far away, but he's somewhere on the end.
just because it's funnier. Kindle has taken off in the opposite direction and is currently walking. There is no slack in the rope, but Kindle is still walking.
He's just straining
Moonwalking.
it. Actually, no, she has like 4 strings. She's getting pulled along.
Well, actually,
Oh,
you're being
no,
held by Coral.
wait, is Mel
Yeah.
right with this too?
So is he just like walking in place as Coral is just holding on to Phoenix?
Yes, Kindle is currently walking in place as he is still trapped in the dream.
You could cast Dispel Curse on him. That would probably do the trick.
You don't have to spell curse.
No.
Do you have curse?
No.
Oh, understandable.
Would you like to have curse? No.
I mean, half of the party has a curse, at least.
Yeah.
At least a
I
few.
removed my own curse.
Comes with the territory.
It's just kind of how it goes these days.
But, Coral, would you like to cast Remove Curse on Kindle?
Kindle.
Pulls them in by the rope. Alright. Smack. Remove curse.
So, all at once, all of your memories that you do have come flooding back to you, as well as your ability to speak and perceive things properly. You are surrounded by everybody but Biafi, and for some reason your side hurts.
Welcome back to the world of the dreaming.
Oh. Yeah, that was terrifying. Kind of looks up, pokes his turban. You right up there, Circus?
I fucking hate you.
It is not my fault.
You named it.
No, name it.
You named it?
It's not even the name that he's upset about right now. Remember, you and him are attached both physically and mentally. So he got to experience all of your nightmare.
Well, don't blame me. Blame the person who did it.
You get the equivalent of a mental harumph, as he then proceeds to give you the silent treatment.
Kind of like rolls his eyes. Fine. So, now what?
Now we find our last missing party member.
And with that, Biafi, as you continue down the trapdoor into the basement, you come across a scene that you see your companions, all of them splayed out on the floor. Coral is the only one still breathing, and that includes Otto. And the expression when she sees you come down the ladder is one of absolute terror. The corpses of the rest of your companions show signs that something has been slowly eating them alive, though most of them are no longer alive. Coral is the most intact, though both of her legs are missing.
I run over there. Coral, are you alright? What happened? I'm like gonna go for my let's see, let's lay on hands. So I'm just gonna try and heal as much as I can.
So as you reach out for her, she shies away, the fear in her eyes multiplying, for lack of a better word for it, and you catch a glimpse of your own hand, which rather than a hoof, it's a twisted claw. At this point, for the rest of the party, Biafi comes crashing out of or something resembling Biafi comes crashing out of one of the alleyways with a horrendous screeching noise. Yoshi, would you like to describe your appearance?
Yes, I would. So, what comes out of the alleyway is taller than Coral. It's kind of hunched over and still taller than Coral, which is very unsettling. It's almost doubled over, it looks like. Very thin and gaunt towards the very midsection, and then becoming very broad-shouldered at the top. It's got two long, lanky arms that end in these kind of clawed fingers with 4 joints, each of them. And underneath the pair of arms is a smaller pair of arms that kind of just look like really, really withered vestigial yak legs with hooves and everything. They're just kind of splayed out. And standing upright on 2 feet, of course. And the feet, it looks like there's 3 toes and then a spur, all made of what would be parts of a hoof. and then the face is very reminiscent of the Wendigo that was fought in Byafi's village. But instead of 2 eyes, it has 4 eyes. Each of them looks kind of milky and glassy white, almost like they can't see. And instead of antlers, it has 4 pairs of curling horns. As it kind of stumbles out and it shrieks, you see the bottom jaw falls away and then actually splits in 2 down the middle and separates a little bit off to the side diagonally, so it opens in 3 parts. As it kind of lurches towards you, you can't really see inside the mouth. There's just kind of black in there. And dripping from the torso, from what looked like a lot of different open sores, is this black ichor type stuff. It's just kind of lumbering towards you.
For my 2 wizards, can I get you both to roll a Arcana for me? Moon?
Nah, I forgot. I went to college.
You're a Wizlock.
Really? Yes, college. Amazing.
That's what you choose. So far.
That is so depressing.
You need to go to a better college.
So,
College of necromancy, perhaps.
I was just so pissed off that everyone keeps calling him Owl.
Otto, the thing that came crashing out of the alleyway was probably at one point Byafi, and this is no longer the case. This thing is an aberration.
I will mention, I forgot to mention, this thing does have Byafi's red blanket across his back, and has very metal-looking skin. So it's definitely Byafi, or was.
For Phoenix, you're more well-versed in Fae than aberrations, though there are some aberrations that have crossover with Fae.
Mm-hmm.
However, whatever this is, it's very obviously not the fault of the Nightmare Nightmare God that is tormenting you guys. This was something that was probably seeded well beforehand, and only exasperated by what is going on here. There's not much you can do for this condition, given that it's not exactly a curse, so remove curse doesn't fix it. Greater restoration is more likely to cause pain and suffering, and given the advanced state of it, right now, the best you could do is try to get through to Byafi on a, kind of, I guess, mental level would be appropriate.
There goes my plan of attacking it.
I would not recommend.
I have a great idea. Let's punch the Eldritch Abomination made of metal. I may not have a brain, gentlemen, but I have an idea.
I also will point out that the steel carapace that Byafi bought has reshaped itself to perfectly fit this twisted form.
It is exactly his skin.
That is not good.
A bit more information for you, Phoenix. It does seem that while aberrations can take just about any form, this one seems to be taking the form of something that has tormented Byafi since you last saw it, and that being the state of his father.
Mm-hmm.
because this is not a true Wendigo. Whereas his father was a true Wendigo. This is not.
This is probably a good deal worse.
Oh, substantially worse. So,
Quarrel, do you want to try talking that down?
That, I see how it is.
Biafi?
all we heard was Biafi. What was said?
I'm staring at him in like disbelief, and I'm like, "What? Is that supposed to be Biafi?"
What's left of him, yeah. This is not the work of this Nightmare Realm.
I slowly approach him. What the hell happened? It's gonna be okay, man. We can get you out of this form. We've taken down curses before and all of that. We'll help fix this up. I don't know how the hell you expect to put this in your book. I don't even think you could write in that form, but you know, we'll fix this up. Yeah. When Coral gets close enough, she wants to put her hand on his head. It's gonna be okay. We'll get you out of this. How are we supposed to get you out of this?
So you
Hold on, Biafi, we cannot hear what you're saying.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So Coral reached out and touched Biafi's head.
Yeah, when she gets close enough.
So that seems to calm the abomination down somewhat. Actually starts reaching out very slowly and kind of puts a hand on Coral's shoulder.
We lost you. We lost you at what you were after you put your hand on Coral's shoulder. Yoshi?
So it's nice and gentle, just like it's actually kind of seeing. Can you hear me? There's something going on with this.
We can hear
Can you
you.
hear me now?
If you
Yeah.
lost it, you put your hand
Try
on
something to.
Coral's shoulder.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's nice and gentle. Like he's actually hearing you somewhat. Here. Oh. Oh.
Trust me, Coral. Trust me. We'll get you out of here.
He kind of looks down at you. Can you beat a 29 athletics?
Oh, I thought that's what he said.
Yeah, just out of nowhere, just like does a 29 hit. I'm a level 30 wizard.
Fail.
Yeah, that roll sucked for me, not gonna lie. Yeah,
Yeah,
Alright.
I fail.
so... Alright. His grip is getting a lot more painful now.
Coral grabs his hoof. Okay, dude. Okay. I don't think you notice what you're doing.
He's starting to get lifted off the ground.
Okay. Stop.
You hurt. And you see from
You cut off.
Yeah.
Yoshi? Wrong.
Yoshi?
We appear to have lost the most important part of this section entirely?
Yeah.
God damn it.
I just wanna point out that because the party is split, I am the only one who isn't here for this boss fight.
That's kind of what I had asked before if Nez was here, but no one answered, so I was like,
Okay, here we go.
He was.
There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Had a Discord crash. So what part of that
Oh.
did you hear, and what part didn't you hear?
You grabbed hold of Coral really hard, and that's all we got from that.
Alright, so just lifting Coral into the air, and he just and you guys all see from this abomination's back these flesh wings, for lack of a better term, just out from his back. There's just, and he hauls back, still holding on to Coral, and just chucks Coral. I'll roll an attack roll. This will be bludgeoning damage, I think.
Was this from the G's or
You-
landing?
Does a 21 hit?
Hit what?
Coral, because I'm throwing Coral. This is to see if Coral will actually even take damage from this.
Coral's gonna take damage from it. Are you hurling her at something specific?
I am just throwing Coral. Like, in the direction in front of me.
I'm pretty sure throwing somebody doesn't hurt unless they hit something or they take fall
Well,
damage.
I mean, they're gonna hit the ground.
Well,
It would be
Yeah,
a fall, technically fall damage. With the
How much fall
size,
damage?
what is your strength with the transformation?
My strength with the transformation is a 36. It's a 13 modifier.
Go ahead and roll me a quick athletics.
Alright. That's a bit better.
curious if Feather
31?
knew anything about critical damage.
So, let me pull up fall damage. Give me a sec.
Yeah, if it applies.
It is 1d6 for every 10 feet you fall. Fall damage. I think it caps at 20d6.
I'm a veto that Phoenix specifically
Yeah, it
for
horizontal.
not even necessarily for that, but there's going to be story reasons for what's going on, and that is feather fall. So on top of that, the horizontal thing doesn't quite fit.
Yeah, if you just fall more directly straight, or fly more directly straight.
Yeah.
What?
flies a mile away.
But
Maybe use that later.
I think that's. You said what did you say it was, Nez?
1d6 for every 10 feet you fall, capping at 20d6.
We're gonna go for the sake of what is happening here. I think we're gonna do. We'll do that for the damage.
Okay.
Coral, you have been yeeted.
You are yeet.
After I
The
land,
abominations.
I get up. What the hell is that about?
The abomination is still raving about how you hurt Coral.
No. He's under the same thing that we were under, or rather, I don't know if you were all under the same thing as I was. I'm the actual Coral!
Who's the next closest person to me, by the way? Who would be the next closest? Or should I just roll randomly?
I'm gonna
Possibly Phoenix.
say that based off of what was going on, it'd be Phoenix and then Otto. And then
Okay.
Arya probably back with Kindle at about the same distance.
Alright. So I'm gonna, spin around and back fist Phoenix in the face. So I'm gonna make the roll. This will actually do a bit more damage than is on my sheet right now. So that plus
Dude's really trying to
2
body
bludgeoning damage.
And miraculously, she is not where you swiped.
Alright, well, unfortunately, Otto is still going to take some damage, I think. I'm gonna roll my attack again, and this time it will actually do the damage based on an ability that I have with this specifically, because it's doing bludgeoning damage. So, Otto, you will take 15 damage. You have been backfisted in the face.
Otto, I'm assuming a 23 hits.
Alright, this doesn't need more
Moon?
damage.
Man.
I'm not gonna update it.
Earth to Moon?
Another man moon.
Can we hear you
There,
now?
I think we can hear him. Hopefully.
Hello.
There he
There you
is.
Ah,
You've been talking this whole
He's
time,
audible,
haven't you?
Yes.
I'm not going to admit to that.
Neither confirm nor deny.
What even is. Anyways, yes, that hits. And I'm trying to think that might not be Biafi.
As he's doing this charge, does Kindle have enough time to rage?
You could probably rage now. I think that was my whole turn.
Okay. Yeah, definitely raged.
So, do we want to turn this into a whole combat encounter, or do we want to make this more
This will
cinematic?
not last. This will not last very long, but maybe cinematic would be better anyway. Just to be completely honest.
I think
Okay.
cinematic might be good because that means it can be completed in this session, as Yoshi, in all likelihood and reality, would not be at the next.
Yeah, that would be preferable
main-
if we didn't take 3 years for this.
Okay.
The main reason for the rage is for damage resistance if he gets too close.
Yes,
Wait, I'm
naturally.
sorry, what were y'all talking about?
I was just double
trying
checking
to
something
decide.
before we went all in on this. So, Biafi,
Yes.
I'm gonna have you roll a disadvantage sanity check real quick.
Okay.
It helps, Jockey. You're not actually a Wendigo.
So, Angry Kieran, what are you doing?
At this point, probably charging forward. Was there anyone else in front of me?
At this point, I'm pretty sure everybody's been backhanded out of the way.
Okay, so I'm the only one. Basically, I'm going to charge forward and probably take a good couple of swipes at him.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
33 and 26.
The 33 will hit. The 26 will not.
Alright.
As you see, this kind of like the ichor kind of hardens around his back, and the sword bounces. That is 42, 48 damage.
Looks about
Okay.
right.
Seems good.
Okay, give me just a sec. So, Arya, are you just gonna stay out of this?
No, I'm gonna jump in too.
Okay. What do?
I'm going to I'm gonna try to do I'm gonna do a flip and try to kick him. Yeah.
Do the kick. He's doing, yeah, that'll do it.
Or what can?
Then I guess I should roll for the other attacks too. I want you to do two.
And that will not do
Is-
it.
Damage, right. There we go.
Okay.
And then I guess I will take the dodge action using using a key point. Do you want me to put that skill in, or just leave it as is?
Just leave it as is.
Okay.
Okay. See.
Alright. I think that might be everybody at this point. Unless Coral wanted to do something.
Coral going to do a thing or no?
Oh. Did wanted to do another thing.
Alright.
And Coral forgot the thing. It was either going to be Shield of Faith or something like that, because Coral don't want to fight. Coral forgot. Shit.
I mean, Shield of Faith is a perfectly reasonable response.
I'll just... I'm going to have a shield of faith. One on me and one on Biafi, because I do not want people to fight Biafi. No, we have to snap him out of this. Like, come on, he's one of us.
Actual. Oh yeah, baby.
So tempted to say.
That's my go now.
I'm so tempted to say he
Yes.
started it.
Alright, so my turn. I am going to use my bonus action to attack. It's going to be Arya, Kendall, and Phoenix with my Tendril. I will roll the 3 attacks in order.
You'll have disadvantage from dodge action.
Okay. I believe this is 13. How much is this? And how much? Alright, so this is going to be for Arya. Okay, that's going to be a miss, I think. Does a 21 hit you?
No.
Okay, so that
I thought it was
misses.
a 38.
Kendall, does a 26 hit you?
Nope.
Okay, and Phoenix, does a 29 hit you?
Of course.
I was
Alright,
gonna
so
say, do you
instead
have
of taking any damage, you're grappled now by me.
Oh no.
So you're, and now I am going to take some swings. Well, no, yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? This is gonna be really funny. You hear Biafi's just, and I will cast with my action haste on myself.
Okay. You need to do more than just cast haste.
So, well, that is my action. Now I will take my next free action from haste. That also gives me +2 to AC, doubles my speed, advantage on dex. So I will make this will be an attack that does slashing damage. And this is why I asked you that question, Rose. Does a 23 hit you?
Uh-huh.
Alright, so you're going to take 21 slashing damage, and you are now bleeding. Badly.
We're just going to treat that as a d6 of damage at the end of every turn. For future purposes, this isn't going to last long enough for that to matter.
Alright. And then, yeah, we'll chuck Phoenix. We'll chuck Phoenix at Kendall. That'll be really funny. Alright, so athletics check.
Yes.
Alright, incoming.
That's about the same, so we're just going to use this again.
That actually hit.
Dang. So you're both taking that much damage, but since you're raging, I guess that's 17 for you, Kendall?
If it's blunt, yeah.
Also,
Yeah, it's bludgeoning
apply
damage, 'cause
the
it's
fire
technically fall
damage for me. You need to apply fire damage to
Laurel.
Phoenix.
No. Alright, and then with my 60 feet of speed, I am now going to go chase after Coral. Which will end my turn. I'm going to end, like, right on top of Coral.
Whenever you hurl our poor abused wizard, lovely crunching sounds of aching bones and all of that. Go ahead and this time roll a normal sanity. You are looking for a 15 or above. Oh, okay. We will hold off on that then. Anybody else going to do anything before we let Biaffi do the next thing that he's gonna do?
Sorry, I'm back. Just dogs.
You're back.
Sorry. Yes. I did not expect that to take long. What is it?
Biaffi is looming over you.
Anything you or anybody else wants to do at this point?
If anything, Kindle would attempt to intercept.
Do you have any ability to do so?
Oh, right, because he's hasted.
I want to try to stun him then. Can I do that? Or would haste, like...
You would have to make an attack on your turn, and I'm already gone. You can chase me down and try and hit me, but...
Yeah, at that point, yeah, I'd just be chasing.
Concentration on the summon shadow spawn, and I want to try. I kind of want to try to spell good and evil, but I feel like that will definitely not do anything. It's just Coral's not thinking very well right now. Coral is panic. Coral does not want fight. Coral is panic.
Send the spell real quick. If that's what you're gonna do.
Coral is panic.
Actually, yeah, this doesn't do anything technically against Biaffi, because Biaffi counts as an aberration now. And, well, technically aberrations aren't meant to be from this plane. He is from this plane. Well, the plane that you're from.
Alright. I still have Shield of Faith up, by the way. This is a side note.
Okay, Biaffi.
Alright. It's grappling time. That sucks.
Better grapple.
I'm gonna just have you reroll that for the sake of what's going on.
Okay.
I swear to God, if you get another nat one, I'll hurt you.
That's not a nat one. Thank goodness. Alright, so you have been leg grabbed. I think.
I'm pretty sure Coral cannot beat a 39, but Coral, go ahead and roll anyways.
Roll
Nat 20.
a death roll? Like, what am I supposed to roll?
Athletics.
Just an athletics roll.
Athletic. Are you sure about that? Because that's 39.
You can try. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
Alright, so you have been grabbed. Biaffi is using both of his actions to dash, and he is dashing straight up into the air. So, taking into account half the movement from grappling, that's 30 times 60 up to 120 feet. And then he is just like holding you there, and it's just. And then he's just gonna stop flying and plummet back to the ground. You'll take full damage now. I will take some fall damage as well. I need to actually see what it is. It is
120.
I will take 12 bludgeoning. I will take 12 bludgeoning damage because of metamorphosis.
It should be. It's a d6 per. What was the thing again, Nez?
D6 for every 10 feet. Yeah. Every 10 feet you take a D6.
So it'd be 12 d6.
Yep. With metamorphosis, I take 1 bludgeoning damage instead of a D6 for every 10 feet. Up to a max of 20. So I will take 12, and Coral will take whatever that was. 37.
Okay. And is that all you're doing?
And, So Biafi's gonna just pick Coral up a little bit with one arm. It's just, are you proud of me now, father? This is what you wanted me to be, wasn't it? Well, now I'm here. You like what you see? And that will end my turn.
Go
I'm still
ahead.
Would
in
you like
his
to say
grasp.
anything?
Roll an advantaged sanity saving throw.
Hopefully this don't suck. Wow,
How do you
amazing.
suck this bad?
Can I do that again? Can I do that again, please?
I mean, yeah, and if
We
you
wanna
fail
end
this
this at
time, we're
some
just
point.
gonna give it to you. I'll be.
Yeah.
I like letting you guys roll,
Guys,
but at
don't
the
look,
same
it's
time,
plot. It's plot things. Guys, don't look, it's plot things. Don't look.
I know
You know,
Moon's gonna
Tim's
bitch
man
at
behind
me
the
for not just making you realize it, but there you go. You have passed.
Alright. So, Biafi is readying another attack on Coral, and then just stops. And he's gonna let go of Coral.
Coral is actually
Coral
flying
and-
in place. Ouch!
What happened? What happened? Where am I? What's going on? I was...
Someone else is controlling you, or cursed you, or did something to you.
Controlling
you
me.
couldn't
No, I
recognize
was...
us.
I couldn't recognize you. I was fighting my father. He killed you all. He killed you. And all this time.
No.
And he just looks around at everybody, kind of in disarray and bloodied and beaten. Just, no. All this time I was... And just looks down at the hands that have not changed at all since the dream. This is real. This isn't like the nightmare, is it? This really happened.
Listen.
And
listen to me.
as he's saying this, you actually see his form just kind of warble and then shrink until Biafi now looks exactly like he did before, just a normal yak with metal skin. Done. What have I done?
You did a mistake, but it's alright. No one is dead yet. We're all here.
But that's the problem. No one's dead this time. What happens next time something like this happens?
Hey.
I was a
There won't be a
moment
next-
away from killing you. You understand? I was... nothing. Just hatred. If I could do that to you, anyone, then what happens the next time something like this happens? What happens if I don't wake up? He just kind of sits back on his hind legs and just kind of he's going to cast, let's see. And he will cast Aura of Vitality. So everyone can get back up to full.
Back up to full, you said?
Yeah, back to full now. That would get everybody to fall. Slowly, but it'd get everybody to fall over the course of a minute. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. I didn't want this to happen.
Girl sits next to Byafi. It's okay, we know.
But
Stuff
you
like
don't
this-
know. But you don't understand. I knew something like this could happen. I knew this was a possibility. I was going to tell you before we went into the dream, and then we went into the dream, and I don't know what happened. I just woke up in the dream, and then we were off, and then I fell asleep again, and woke up in my own dream. I'm going to warn you about me.
How did you know this was gonna happen?
I talked with Shadowfire. Back when we were shopping, I wanted to talk to him because I knew something was wrong. When we went and rescued Wind, something happened to me. There was some sort of monster or something in the walls. It put me in some kind of nightmarish thing. And then when I woke up, I was sick. I was so sick and yet so hungry and so... I don't even know how to describe it. I asked Otto what was going on, but he didn't know. So I talked to Shadowfire. He told me that I was becoming a sort of... this. I think he called it an aberration. Turning into something that wasn't like me. I made the decision not to have him cure me because I wanted to use it. But I was going to tell you all what I was becoming. I didn't want this to be another Wind scenario where we just found out later. I wanted to make sure you all understood who you were standing with. But I never got the
Oh,
chance
you
to.
didn't bother to tell us right away? You just wanted to
I
wait
know.
it out?
I wanted to tell you. I never got the chance. I know that's not much of an excuse, but it's the truth. And I looked at mess I've made. Not because of my good intentions.
So I wonder
I
how
swore an
good those
oath.
intentions can...
I'm starting to wonder myself. I swore an oath to fight the Silent King, to be his opposition everywhere, against all who stand with him. But I also swore that I would protect those who stood against him, and fight with them. But I can't do that anymore. How can I protect people if I'm the enemy that needs to be protected from? And he's gonna look down at the amulet of Shadowfire. He's gonna waver for a moment. He's gonna look at Coral, look at the party, back at the amulet, back at Coral, and then going to crush the end and summon forth Shadowfire.
So when you crush the amulet, a dark portal appears, and Shadowfire steps out and looks at the group in the state that they're in, and looks at Byafi with a
Something terrible.
he looks around and says, "I assume that this was your doing with the destruction of the area around."
I did this. I cannot be trusted not to travel with this group anymore. I must go. Can you take me somewhere where I won't hurt anyone?
Shadowfire looks at you for a moment and says, "I can." However,
Go ahead.
I believe that I can help you more than you think, more than just hiding you away. And he extends a hoof to you and says, "Be my disciple. I will train you on how to control your urges. And when you are ready, I will bring you back to them."
Yes. Please. And Biafi's going to first pull off his blanket and gently fold it up until it's kind of like a little square, and then hold it out to Coral and just, I know you're never really going to be able to forgive me, but know that I am really sorry. Please, you can find it in your heart. You should take this as a sort of apology gift.
Coral takes the blanket in her hands, and there's like tears at the edge of her eyes.
Alright. And Biafi's going to turn to the rest of the group and just, I'm sorry, everyone. You're going to have to make this next journey without me. I think that's for the best. And he's gonna look to Shadowfire and just, I'm ready.
Shadowfire is going to gesture you through the portal.
Biafi's going to walk through, pause to take a look over his shoulder at the group, and then go the rest of the way through.
As soon as Biafi disappears through, Shadowfire is going to turn to the group and say, "While I regret to have to take another of your companions from you, here's to hoping that this one will be able to return to you someday."
I'll start calling temp agencies.
Coral
Like a guy.
holds the blanket and looks down. Everyone keeps disappearing.
If you look inside the blanket, there's actually a little notebook. It says, "The Tales of Bran the Bard" at the top.
Shadowfire is
Coral
going
still doesn't-
to... Go ahead.
Coral doesn't know how to read.
That is true. Nobody taught Coral how to read. We've
Yeah,
never actually
That's
got...
on my to-do list.
Think of it as a sort of aid for Otto.
I promise you, we've
Something
got to
else.
do that one day.
Shadowfire is going to step over to Coral and rest his horn against her forehead and say, "I'm sorry, child." He's got nothing else to say to this, because, as one of his followers, she's kind of in this position partially because of him. But eventually he does lift his head and say, "Once he's completed his training, hopefully he will be able to return to you as one of my disciples. The first of my disciples." For you, Coral, a disciple is something that it's like a cleric or paladin, but on steroids. They're regarded as like below a high priest, but above like normal clerics and paladins, as far as like
Closes her
hierarchy.
eyes Pearl
ahead.
closes her eyes and turns away. First of many, I assume.
Shadowfire
Sits on the
pauses for a moment and doesn't seem to know how to respond to that. Do me a favor and roll a religion check real quick for me, Cameo. So, Shadowfire, albeit a powerful deity, based off of the information that you have for him and the things that you know of the tenants and his alignment and everything else, he may be powerful, but he's the closest thing to an inexperienced deity you have ever heard of. Given that's not a large feat, given you've heard of maybe 3 deities at this point. But
no, more like 6.
we got Celestia, Plagueheart, and Cadence. The Nightmare God's kind of been suggested, so I didn't really count that one. Where's the rest of?
Isn't Luna one too?
Oh shit! Yeah, you did have a. Yeah, you guys never really figured that one out either. Okay, so yeah, Luna. So far. Yeah, that. Either way, you know that he hasn't been a deity for long, so there is a likelihood that he only just heard about this disciple thing. And disciples often spend a lot of time with their deities, so it's kind of hard to make them if you keep sending all of your followers to go fix problems.
Yeah. Coral's just in her feelings right now, though. Doesn't really care about that.
But he regains his composure before taking a step back and saying specifically to Coral that her mission really hasn't changed and that he will be watching as he always is before turning to also step through the portal. And
Coral simply just
go ahead.
buries her face in a blanket. She isn't really saying anything, she just kind of curls up.
And with that, Shadowfire steps through the portal closes, and I believe this is a good point to pin it. Next week we will pick back up so that the party members that have not had a chance to express their thoughts on it will do so, and then we will continue as
Nameless. One more thing. The stream name.
it should be Heart of Darkness.
It's not.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
I hate
Lost
YouTube.
Number 24.
Yeah, it's correct on Twitch.
Why does YouTube do this to me? So I'm gonna fix that. Okay. For those of you that may or may not still be watching, if you enjoyed that and would like to see more of it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, follow on Twitch, all that good stuff. We will be continuing this again next week, along with Lost Memories. Should be doing the horror thing as well, and we have voice actors 2 for Creator Roundup as well. Other than that, I will be doing some random streams and whatnot throughout the week as I feel up to it. If you want to show further support to the channel, check out the links in the description. We got the Discord, which is free to join. And then Patreon also allows you to more directly support me. There's also the YouTube memberships, Twitch subs, super chats, and bits. All support is greatly appreciated. Big thank you to my Priest Tier patrons, Cameo Shadowless, Ice Crystal, and Scarmex. Without y'all's help, I could not continue doing what I am doing. Other than that, we will see everybody again next week. Everybody have a wonderful evening, and don't forget to drink water.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.